The Pittsburgh Steelers have shaken the entire NFL landscape with one of the most unexpected and electrifying moves of the season, a blockbuster acquisition that instantly sent shockwaves through the league, sports media, and most importantly, through the heart of Steelers Nation. After weeks of speculation, quiet behind-the-scenes maneuvering, and whispers coming from inside UPMC Rooney Sports Complex, the Steelers have officially acquired linebacker Nick Herbig in what analysts are already calling a stunning historic trade. A move like this does not happen often in Pittsburgh. This organization is known for patience, for tradition, for building through the draft, and for refusing to chase headline-hyped moves unless they truly believe the player can change the identity of the team. And today, that's exactly the kind of decision they made. The reaction across the NFL has been instant, loud, and intense because this trade signals something much bigger than a roster adjustment. It signals a cultural shift, an aggressive turn, and a message from the front office. The Steelers are not waiting for the future. The future starts now. Welcome back to Steelers Daily News, the home of non-stop breaking updates, in-depth coverage, and powerful inside stories from around the Pittsburgh Steelers. Every day, we bring Steelers fans the truth behind the headlines, the real details behind roster moves, and the heartbeat of one of the greatest franchises in NFL history. If you're part of Steelers Nation, if you bleed black and gold, if your Sundays don't feel right without Pittsburgh football, then you're exactly where you belong. Today's news is massive, franchise-altering, and something fans will be talking about for years to come. The move to bring Nick Herbig to Pittsburgh wasn't one of those accidental or last-minute reactions. This was calculated, this was targeted, and this was personal. The Steelers coaching staff has been watching Herbig's evolution closely, noting not only his explosive athleticism and relentless motor, but also his football IQ, his discipline, and his ability to step into multiple defensive roles. At a time when defenses around the league are getting more creative, faster, and more unpredictable, the Steelers needed a player who could match that innovation. Herbig was that exact match. His arrival represents not just the addition of an outside linebacker, but the addition of a defensive weapon who can be deployed in numerous strategic ways. The Steelers have been searching for that perfect hybrid defender who can drop back, rush the passer, seal the edge, and still play with the kind of energy that becomes infectious in a locker room. Herbig fits that profile with remarkable precision. Inside the Steelers facility, coaches have been buzzing about how seamlessly Herbig's style connects with the existing DNA of Pittsburgh's defense. That gritty, aggressive, relentless identity that has defined the franchise for generations. Pairing him alongside leaders like TJ Watt, Minkah Fitzpatrick, and Cam Hayward creates not just a strong defensive unit, but a dangerous defensive culture. The moment the news leaked out, insiders described a surge of excitement in the building. It wasn't just about adding talent, it was about adding a spark. Herbig is known for his intensity, his leadership, and his willingness to outwork everyone in the room. That mindset is exactly what coaches believe will elevate the entire defense. Across the NFL, analysts have already begun dissecting the potential impact of this trade. Some are calling it one of the most underrated acquisitions of the year. Others believe the Steelers may have just secured the next breakout defensive star. The surprising part isn't that the Steelers valued Herbig, it's how bold the front office was willing to be to get him. For years, critics have said Pittsburgh is too conservative, too loyal to tradition, too slow to adapt in an increasingly aggressive league. But today, that narrative slammed into a brick wall. This trade marks a new phase, a Steelers organization daring to make headlines, daring to take risks, and daring to set the tone instead of reacting to it. Meanwhile, reactions from fans have been electric. Social media exploded the moment the news broke. Thousands of fans flooded timelines with excitement, optimism, and an overwhelming sense of momentum. For a fan base that values toughness, loyalty, and heart, Nick Herbig fits like a glove. Many fans have followed his journey from the moment he entered the league, admiring his passion and work ethic. Now, that fire is coming to Pittsburgh, and Steelers Nation is ready to embrace him like family. Inside the locker room, teammates are excited as well. Reports indicate that several key defensive players have already reached out to Herbig, welcoming him and letting him know that he's stepping into a brotherhood that fights together, grows together, and wins together. A move like this does more than add skill. It energizes the entire room. It sends a message that the front office is fighting just as hard as the players are. When players see their organization pushing forward aggressively, it creates an atmosphere of unity and urgency. Everyone steps up. Everyone sharpens their focus. Everyone feels the weight of the season shift onto championship expectations. From a strategic standpoint, Herbig gives defensive coordinator the flexibility he has been craving. Expect to see more unpredictable blitz packages, more disguised coverage looks, and more pressure situations tailored to expose weaknesses in opposing offenses. Pittsburgh's defense has always thrived when it can dictate pace, control momentum, and force quarterbacks into panic. With Herbig now in the mix, the Steelers can operate with more complexity, more speed, and more raw aggression. This move wasn't just about adding depth. It was about recalibrating the entire defense into something sharper, faster, and more dangerous. But beyond the football mechanics, this trade represents something deeply emotional for Steelers Nation. It reignites hope. It brings energy back into a fan base that has been waiting for a bold statement. It signals a future filled with potential, fire, and championship hunger. The Steelers are not rebuilding. They are reloading. And today, they added fuel to a fire that has refused to fade for decades. In the coming weeks, reporters will dissect every detail, players will adjust to new roles, and the coaching staff will begin integrating Herbig into the team's defensive schemes. But one thing is already certain. This trade will go down as one of the landmark moments in modern Steelers history. Fans will look back on this and say, that's when everything changed. Because today, the Steelers didn't just acquire a player, they made a statement. With a move this powerful, expectations rise instantly. Every game becomes more meaningful. Every snap feels heavier. And every fan can feel the momentum shifting towards something bigger, something that could define the franchise's future. And as we continue to follow every detail of this developing story, Steelers Nation can rest assured that the message is loud and clear. The front office is all in, the locker room is fired up, and the Steelers are coming with force. As Nick Herbig prepares to suit up in black and gold for the first time, the excitement building around him is impossible to ignore. Coaches, veterans, and even rookies have all spoken about the energy he brings, and practices are expected to reach a new intensity level the moment he arrives on the field. The Steelers' defense has always thrived on passion and physicality, and Herbig's presence promises to elevate that identity even further. With this move, Pittsburgh hasn't just added talent, they've added a force of nature, a player whose hunger matches the city's spirit. And Steelers Nation cannot wait to witness the beginning of what could become one of the most impactful careers in recent team history.